Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Abiding Farmhouse. I usually don't do my videos sitting in my empty van, but the opportunity, so I thought, why not? Because I have been trying to plan like the perfect spot where it can be all nice and quiet, where I can do this video in my house. But you know what, that's most of the time not reality. So I'm going to sit here in my quiet empty van because I had to run out this morning and grab some meat from the meat store. I was like, I'm just going to pull over and I'm going to do this video right now. This video is actually a collab with my friend Tiffany over at Love on the Farm. I've known Tiffany for years. She recently has decided to start homeschooling, so she is going to be sharing lots of awesome tips on why she started homeschooling, her thoughts on why she started homeschooling. I know that it will bless you. I know that you will enjoy it. So after you finish this video, make sure you go check Tiffany and her channel out. I'm going to link her video down in my description box so that you can click on it. It'll take you straight to her channel. Make sure you subscribe and tell her that I sent you over there. So we thought it would be fun to do a video on her just beginning her homeschool journey, and then me, someone that has been homeschooling for years now. My oldest daughter is entering the 11th grade this year, and I started homeschooling her when she was in kindergarten. So we have homeschooled since then. Last year we did give private school a try just for 1 year. That did not work out for our family and our situation, so we are back at home again this year, which I'm super excited about. So anyway, we're just going to jump straight into this video, but first let me introduce myself. If you're brand new, if you're coming over from Tiffany's channel, my name is Shasta. I'm a homeschooling mom of 9 girls. My husband and I have been married for 17 years now. He is a pastor, as well as he owns his own grading business. I'm a stay-at-home mom to our girls, which I'm very grateful for. We recently are trying to produce some of our own food on our own land. We are growing some gardens. I'm canning some food, preserving some food, which is super exciting. It's a new journey for our whole family. We're definitely newbies at this, but we're really enjoying the process and teaching our girls along the way of just learning how to grow gardens and preserving food. So that is just part of our homeschool journey this year. So if you're brand new to my channel, you're just visiting for the first time today, I would love if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family. Here I just love to share day in the life vlogs, recipes, homeschooling, homemaking, our new gardens, all kinds of stuff. So I would love if you would join us. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and jump right into this video. I'm going to answer some questions. Plus, I have a lot of you message me on Instagram or leave me comments, and you have a lot of questions about homeschool, because I feel like when I started homeschooling years ago, it was kind of strange. It was like, you're gonna homeschool your kids, you're not gonna send them to public school? And I was like, no. I felt the Lord leading me then to homeschool. But I feel like over the years, homeschooling has become more normal. More people are open to the idea of homeschooling and actually homeschooling their own kids, and I just think it's wonderful. I think it is wonderful if you are able to homeschool your kids to do it. I encourage you, if you've been on the fence and you feel Lord pulling you that way to homeschool, do it. You'll have no regrets. Yes, it's hard sometimes, but it is the best, most rewarding job I've ever had in my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I am so grateful to the Lord that I'm able to do this and be able to homeschool my kids. So let's start with, when did you start homeschooling your kids? So I think I already answered that. My oldest daughter's in 11th grade. I started homeschooling her when she was in kindergarten. So we are going into our 12th year of homeschooling. Like, that blows my mind. I cannot believe we have been homeschooling that long, y'all. All right, let's get into the why. Why did I decide to start homeschooling? Well, for one, when my oldest daughter was only 2 years old, I remember sitting in the living room and looking at her and thinking, I really don't want to send her to school. I just had this deep desire to homeschool. I felt the Lord pulling me then towards homeschooling. Like, I just had this big desire to do it. I wanted to stay home with her. I wanted her to stay home and to learn from home. So right away, I got on my computer and I started researching all the things about homeschooling. I was getting so excited. And my aunt, I reached out to her because she was homeschooling her kids at the time, and she gave me lots of good information. So if you're thinking about homeschooling, make sure you reach out to people that you know that homeschool, that can point you in the right direction, or watch some videos, whatever. So she gave me lots of great information. So I started researching what she gave me. I found a local accountability group, I found a homeschool group, and then I knew what option we wanted to go with, and then I told Josh about it, and I'm going to be honest with you, at first he was a little bit skeptical about it. He wasn't sure about homeschooling because him and myself both went to public school, so we just both assumed that our kids would go to public school, and I just told him my heart on it, and like I just felt this desire to homeschool. So he got on board with me, and if you ask him today, he wouldn't trade it for the world. He would not want them in public school. There has been times that I have come to him completely overwhelmed, in tears, saying, I don't think I can do this anymore. It's just hard. And we all have those days. Anything worth doing is usually hard. So he would always encourage me to keep going, that homeschooling is the best for our kids. What we give them as a family, what I can give them, there's no teacher out there can give them. So just remember that there is nobody better for your kids to teach them than you, the mom. Nobody else out there is better to do that job. So he would always help me see the why I started homeschooling, the why I'm homeschooling, and that few minutes or that day that I just felt like public school would probably be an easier option, I would quickly realize it's not. It may be the easier option, but it's definitely not the best option. And we of course just continued with it, and I'm so thankful. And I know that I'll have more of those days coming up because we are still homeschooling. I'm actually homeschooling 6 this coming year. I'll have a 11th grader, a 9th grader, a 7th grader, a 4th grader, 2nd grader, 1st grader, and then I'll have my 3 littlest ones, which is 4, 3, and then 1. So I know that I'll have more of those days. I know that I will. It's just a given, because some days are hard. Even if your kids go to public school, though, I'm sure that you can say that some days are hard. I mean, that's just life. Every day's not easy. The next question would be, what grades do I homeschool? I just answered that, so I'll just move on to the next one. What curriculum have you really liked and why? So I have tried a lot of curriculums over the years, y'all, a lot of them, and I would have to say, as of right now, I'm really liking, for my elementary kids, my early elementary, I'm liking it's between Abeka and Bob Jones, because I like that you have the option to do online courses, or you can just teach from the books. For my older kids, English and math are actually going to be Bob Jones with a video, so that they have the teacher teaching them, and then they have their workbook. So that's another thing, is that there are resources out there. If you are overwhelmed because you're teaching so many kids so many different things, use some of those resources, use some of those online videos that is there to help us. And I'm very thankful for that, because in reality it would be hard for me to teach language and math to 6 different children on 6 different grade levels, and I know that. So I bring in other sources of Bob Jones online videos with their workbooks. My 9th grader, though, we kind of dug into the Bob Jones math, and she saw right away that's not her learning style. Like, she cannot learn that way. She used All Things Algebra last year. She really liked it. She got really good grades in it. That's just how she learned. So you know what we done? We went and got All Things Algebra for her for this year, because all kids learn differently. They're all not gonna learn by the same curriculum. You kind of have to tweak things, and sometimes you have to just completely change things that are not working. So we completely changed her math for this year, and that's okay. I'd rather us have a great year with not many tears than to have a curriculum that we hate, or that my child hates, and they have a terrible year. So right now I'm liking Bob Jones, Abeka, and then the All Things Algebra for my high schoolers. And then over the years we have used teaching textbooks for many years. I love teaching textbooks. What's some more? We have tried My Father's World and Sunlight, and those are great curriculums, but there's just so many books that are brought in. I don't know. My kids do not enjoy reading. They just don't. I know some kids enjoy reading, so I don't pick curriculums anymore that has a ton of reading, because I'm not going to sit there and make them read a ton of books that they hate and they're not going to remember anyway. I'd rather them read some books that they enjoy. I know there are some books that they have to read when they get older in high school and such, but as I've gotten older and as I've homeschooled more, I have a different outlook on homeschooling. It is not the cookie cutter public school situation where everybody sits down at their desk and they do the same exact thing and they learn the exact same way. Because I can tell you right now, having 9 kids, they all do not learn the same way. They are very different in their learning styles, and that's why homeschooling comes in to cater to those learning styles so they can learn best and be successful in their future, and if they choose to go to college and just general life learners. All right, benefits of homeschooling. I think I have covered this through all of these questions, but just being able, first and foremost, to be able to teach your children the word of God, being able to get that into them every day, because in the public school system they're not going to get that. Being able to pour into them, giving them that on top of just life learning, being able to learn what they enjoy. Like my high schoolers are getting an idea of what they want to do after high school, so of course we're going to pour more into that because that's what they want to do. We want to learn more on that topic, and in high school they're just trying to get you through to kind of get you out of high school, and you may not be learning everything that you're interested in for after school, if that makes sense. You need to be able to cater to that so that they can be successful in whatever they choose to do. So I'm very thankful that homeschooling comes with many benefits. Just being able to get the word in them through homeschooling and their learning styles, helping them learn the way that they learn, life learning, so many benefits, so many. All right, the next one is the struggles of homeschooling, and I think I may even cover this. It's just the hard days. It is the hard days when there has been tears over a math lesson, people are frustrated, and then by the end of the day you're like, why am I even doing this? I think those are the biggest struggles, is watching your child struggle in something and getting frustrated with themselves because they can't get it, and then you get frustrated because you can't get them to understand the concepts, and then sometimes that's when you need to step back and say, we need a break. It's not that important. If you do not get this exact math problem today, it's not the end of the world. So take a break, maybe come back to it later that day, or even come back to it tomorrow. I'm honestly learning this as I go, because when my kids were younger, my oldest girls were younger, I was very strict on, well, I'm sorry if you don't get it, you're going to have to get it, you know. And I wish I had not been that way, but coming from a public school mindset, I just thought, okay, you've got to learn A, B, and C, and we've got to move on from this, and you've got to move on to the next thing. And I'm so thankful that my eyes have been opened that that's not how it has to be. Like, it's okay if it takes them a little bit longer to get something. It's fine. We all have our strong suits. Even as adults, I'm probably more stronger in a subject than you are, and you're better at learning a certain subject than I am. We're all different. It's okay if one child is an A student in math and the other one is a D student in math. It's okay. We all have our struggles and our strong suits. So that would probably be one of the hardest things, is when there's tears at the end of the day because a child doesn't get something. Also, another struggle is if you have little ones mixed in with trying to teach bigger kids, is keeping them occupied. I have found that to be one of my biggest struggles, is to keep my little kids occupied while my big kids are trying to do their schoolwork. I'm slowly learning that as well. It does not all have to be done from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. You know, if we don't get to school until after lunch, or if we just do a couple subjects in the morning, a few after lunch, sometimes we wait until I know it's going to be quiet in the house, when I know my kids are going to chill out and maybe sit down and watch a cartoon or something. That way it can be just one-on-one time with me and one of my bigger kids. So I'm slowly learning that is I don't have to be done by a specific time. The bell's not going to ring at 3 o'clock and oh no, we didn't do our school. We have all day to do it, unless we have somewhere to be that day, and then we can be flexible with that. But anyway, so that's another thing I'm learning, is how to keep my little kids occupied. So if you've been doing this and you have figured out a way to keep your little ones quiet and occupied while you do school, you feel free to let me know. It doesn't matter how long we've been homeschooling, we can always take all the tips, because I still watch homeschooling videos and I still get encouragement from other ladies. I still get great tips from other ladies. So it's not a competition. We all learn from each other. But anyway, I hope that I have answered any kind of questions that you might have had about homeschooling. If you're scared to jump in it, you don't know if you should do it, all of those things. If you still have any kind of questions, leave them in the comments below. I will try to personally answer you in that comment, or try to answer you the best that I know how. Again, make sure you go and check out Tiffany's video, watch hers, because I'm excited to hear all of her thoughts on becoming a new homeschooler and why she decided to homeschool. I thank y'all for watching today's video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.